gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anyway.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video. All right, guys, we got to talk about this one. Man, this story is pretty insane, man. We have a young man, YN, Jeremyah Campbell, 22-year-old, West Melbourne, Florida. This guy completely crashed out on his grandparents. And apparently the reason why he did so is because God told him to do it. And God told him to send the grandparents to him. Wow. Yikes. And you guys can see the thumbnail. This guy, he is rough. He is rough, man. And you have this family who literally was, just living life and flourishing just a week ago. And now their lives are over. The grandparents were 83, 81, Reverend George White and Mary White. This was a man of the church, a man who was highly favored by God. And he was a guy who had a calling. And you have his grandchild who comes in and completely just, ends his life just like that. Unspeakable crime here. Unspeakable crime. And then the manner of which this crime occurred is even more dreadful. So, I want to break this thing down. Trigger warning for sure. Because this one is a doozy. This one is a doozy. And something that, we've heard of, God whispering in people's ears, or they are believing that God is whispering in their ears and telling them, dude, we've seen stories like this. Usually it involves drugs, and causes people to wig out. But honestly, the way in which this one was done, I really don't think I've seen an incident like this before in all of my covering, where the guy kills both of his grandparents. We've had some grandparents being killed on this channel for sure, but I don't know. This story just has its own unique print, if you will. So let's see, trying to get this thing loaded up here. Y'all know my computer. We're going to continue to happen. Oh, sorry. We're going to continue to have technical difficulties until, honestly, until I can get a new hard drive, because, man, it's bad right now. The lag on the computer and all this stuff. It's horrible. It's horrible. He said, "Why your GoFundMe not linked?" The GoFundMe is, I'm pretty sure it was linked in the description box, but I'll have to double check. If not, then I'll go ahead and add it. But yeah, Cash App, PayPal, Super Trap. We're trying to get a new hard drive. And you know, it's a little expensive, on the expensive side, about a few $100s. So that new hard drive will go to more streams, more live streams, better coverage, no lag. So, you know, if you guys want to put something in the collection plate, hit the Super Trap, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal, pay for a new hard drive for my computer so that we can go ahead and get this thing going and no technical difficulty. I'm still going to bring the news to you. And then, you know, might need some RAM too, just to increase the processing speed. But need a new RAM stick. So we're going to continue to bring you the news. I just wanted to put that announcement there. And yeah, we have a man accused of killing Florida grandparents because God told him to. God told him to. So let's listen up.
In a West Melbourne triple shooting that took the lives of an elderly couple. 22-year-old Jeremyah Campbell is charged with killing his grandparents. Detectives say he also shot and hurt a neighbor. As West News Brevard County reporter Megan Moriarty explains, new documents reveal why he says he did it.
22-year-old Jeremyah Campbell will soon go before a judge for a second time to give a plea of guilty or not guilty. He's charged with the murders of his grandparents, 83-year-old Reverend George White and 81-year-old Mary White. He's also accused of shooting and injuring a neighbor who was trying to help the family.
Wow.
During his initial appearance, he was incredibly emotional, sobbing, and at one point he even got sick. A newly released arrest affidavit reveals he...
I mean, I don't get why he's crying now. He just crashed out on his grandparents, the people who birthed one of his parents. I mean, that's some sick, wicked shit, man. That is some wicked shit. I mean, this ninja is a monster. This ninja is a monster. Okay? An animal. It's just the face of evil right here. I mean, he took the mugshot like he was okay with his decision. You know, the mugshot looked like he was about to drop an album or something. So the mugshot is given no remorse. But then when he get up in front of the judge, when he get in front of them people, he want to act like, oh yeah, I'm remorseful. Damn. These super gremlins are on demon time.
He was in a similar state when he was arrested. The affidavit states when deputies found Campbell after the shooting, he was sobbing uncontrollably and shouting a stream of incoherent words. The 22-year-old was detained and had a spontaneous utterance saying that God told him to send his grandparents to him, according to the report.
So, I mean, are we going to get a drug test on this guy? Because he had to be either dealing with some serious mental health issues before, or he was just high off something.
A search warrant obtained by West 2 says deputies observed Campbell to be sweating, to have dilated pupils, and making incoherent statements, such as claiming to see Cyclops and claiming Satan was in his head. The report goes on to say that a family member reported that Campbell was in an argument with the victims earlier that evening. She says it was over the belief that he was under the influence of an unknown drug. Right now, Campbell is being held at the Brevard County Jail with no...
So yeah, he was on drugs. But my thing is, how did the police not know what drug he was on? I mean, can't they have him piss in a cup, or, make him take a blood test, figure out what he was on that made him do what he did? Because he had his pupils dilated, he was sweating all these different symptoms, and his grandparents apparently accused him, stepped to him, and really say, you off that this and you off that, and I could tell. And he didn't like it, man. He didn't like being confronted. And then he gonna blame it on God, talking about some God told him to do it. God ain't tell you to do that shit, man.
Bond. Covering Brevard County in West Melbourne, Megan Moriarty, West 2 News.
And Campbell is due back in court on August 21st.
Woo! So, wow. I mean, that's tough right there. That's tough right there. I mean, this was unspeakable murder. Just brutally destroyed this couple. And I'm going to show you guys a picture of this couple, because the new Shiloh Christian Center are really taking a blow. This family was loved. These people were loved heavily. Staples in the community, Reverend, in their 80s, living good by all accounts. Living good, happy, smiling, good health. Nothing could have stopped them. I mean, this is a cautionary tale, man. A lot of these ninjas out here, they are trying different substances. Okay? They are trying different substances, and it ain't the old drugs. It's that new, that Fetty. And people are crashing out, man. It's driving people crazy. Driving people crazy. This man definitely was off something. And I don't think it caused him to do this, but I think it was a factor in his random hallucinations and outbursts. So I mean, this guy is absolutely, he was out of his mind during that moment. And I hope they don't give him the insanity excuse, oh, he's insane, so he can't be prosecuted, because that would be a complete miscarriage of justice.
Brevard County community correspondent James Sparvero. We have a little more insight now as to why the sheriff's office says a 22-year-old drove from Texas to West Melbourne to kill his own grandparents.
From Texas to West Melbourne. I mean, he was in Texas at first. That's wicked.
The motive has been the big question in this tragedy. Last week before a judge, Jeremyah Campbell broke down as the judge read him his charges, including 2 counts of murder. Just like we saw him crying in
You don't like that accountability.
court a week ago, this new affidavit from the Brevard Sheriff's Office says Jeremyah Campbell was sobbing uncontrollably and shouting a stream of incoherent words when he was arrested, too. It reads, after Mr. Campbell was detained, he made a spontaneous utterance saying that God told him to send his grandparents to him, and now Satan sees I am a valuable man of the kingdom.
He wanted his grandfather dead.
Last week,
Damn.
Terry French, whose granddaughter was shot to and survived, told me he lived across Washington Street from George and Mary White, who were in their 80s, for more than 30 years. The sheriff's office says George White ran to Terry's house after Campbell killed his grandmother first.
Wow.
Best neighbor you ever know. Do anything for you. I hope we get close to an answer. That's the real question I want to know.
also available for public record now. There's a list of things that sheriff's deputies took from Jeremiah Campbell's grandparents' house. Included in that list, and it doesn't specify to whom these things belong to, but there's guns, prescription medications, and I also noticed a wig and a handwritten note that they seized. I've asked the state attorney's office about what's written on that note. As soon as they share any more in the investigation, we'll update this story again on News 6 and Click Orlando.
That's interesting. They took a wig and a handwritten note. Man, it's pretty. This is pretty ridiculous, man. And now he trying to act like he sad and whatever. He didn't mean to do it. Nah, bruh. You are wicked, bro. You're evil. Bro is completely on demon time. Just crashed out. Just threw, all caution to the wind. And I mean, how do you take out your own grandparents? These are like the sweetest people that's supposed to be in your family. The ones who sneaking you cookies and all this kind of stuff when you're a kid. Like, what? Yo, man, this new generation, different level of wicked, I'm telling you. Because I ain't never seen this much, like this many people taking out parents, taking out grandparents. Like this new generation is different. Like they are violent and vicious and emotional and reactive.
In Brevard County, I'm your community correspondent, James Sparvero, News 6.
Wow, man. Wow, man. I mean, these are the types of stories that you would have never thought you'd have to, like, I would have never thought I'd have to report on something like this. But this dude is a demon, boy. For real, for real. Okay? This dude is I mean, he was off something. Somebody gave him something. I wonder what he was off of. You know what I'm saying? I wonder what he was off of. Y'all make sure y'all don't hit none of that shit. Y'all make sure y'all don't hit none of that Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck around and hit that Jeremiah. Your ass gonna immediately crash out.
Meantime, a 22-year-old is now facing charges accused of killing his grandparents in a Brevard County neighborhood and hurting their 25-year-old neighbor.
So we've been following this developing story since sunrise. It happened on Milwaukee Avenue at Washington Street. West 2's Brevard County reporter Megan Moriarty has been at the scene in West Melbourne all day. Megan, you have the very latest. Just an awful case here.
Nancy, it's a heartbreaking case. 22-year-old Jeremiah Campbell is now facing murder charges for killing his grandparents. The shooting all started here at this West Melbourne home, and then it continued across the street when Campbell chased his grandfather, who was running into this home to get help, and he then shot the 25-year-old neighbor as well.
Nah, that's wild, bro. Chased grandpa down too? Damn, granddaddy was running for his life. And he chased him down and then shot the neighbor. Man. I mean, these. Woo. That's different. That's different. That's next level demonic. That's next level just monstrous.
Feeling angry and in shock, Terry French showed us the bullet holes that went through his front door.
I think that one there is what got George. And then he went in the bathroom. You see the bathroom there? Shut the door, and that was it.
The Brevard County Sheriff's
Hmm.
Office responded to Washington Street in West Melbourne Wednesday night for shots fired. According to deputies, George White ran over to French's home asking for help, saying his wife had been shot.
George was
Damn.
standing here, inside the door, and we had it locked so that nobody could get in.
Mm.
And somebody from over in this area, I think, had a 9mm, and he put these holes in the door.
Damn.
Deputies say 22-year-old Jeremyah Campbell shot George White along with French's 25-year-old granddaughter, who was inside trying to call 911. She was taken to the hospital for her injuries.
And what we found is that there were not only 2 gunshot victims, but a third victim was also found in the house, the elderly gentleman's wife. Both he and his wife have been pronounced dead.
Sheriff Wayne Ivey says Mary and George White were killed. Campbell, the accused shooter, is their grandson.
Mm.
George was probably, and Mary, to me, and I've been knowing him for 30 years. Was probably one of the best neighbors I ever had.
Damn.
He'd do anything for you.
Mm.
French says that his granddaughter is okay. She got home from the hospital later this afternoon, but he says mentally it will be a long road to recovery. As for Campbell, he is being held at the Brevard County Jail. He is facing charges for attempted second-degree murder and second-degree murder. He's being held on no bond, and he has an initial appearance tomorrow afternoon. Covering Brevard County live in West Melbourne, Megan Moriarty, West 2 News.
Damn. I mean, this ninja is ridiculous. I'm talking about, I ain't never seen nobody do this now. Like, in the way he did it, and the way that they're describing it too. Man, oh man. Ugh. I mean, you don't see that very often, where your neighbor is just running to try and take cover because his grandson is trying to kill him. Okay. And I don't even think, I mean, they're saying that he traveled from Texas. I don't know if they were even raising him. This is like a grand ninja type situation. You know, I just don't get it, man. But we all know that the community is definitely going through something right now. And it ain't good. Okay. It is absolutely wicked what is going on in the community. And it just seems like there are no answers and no path toward any solutions at this moment, right? But you know, you do have Trump taking notice of the YNs in DC. So I mean, maybe you might get some motion in DC, and then other people will follow whatever model that they're gonna try and roll out. I just don't see what the deal is, and how things are gonna really get done, you know. But I mean, you got to start locking these people up. But at the same time, this is a first offense type. Well, I mean, it sounds like it. I don't know if this guy had priors. I mean, he's only 22, so I'm assuming that he didn't. Otherwise, they would have said something about it. But dude is completely throwed. That's for damn sure. Dude is completely throwed, and it's just like, what are you gonna do? How are you going to how are you gonna solve for something like this? You know? Or Buddy is off that, they confront him, and then he just rages out.
The murder of two elderly people this week was heartbreaking.
Yeah, awful. The reaction to it today by the couple's own grandson was shocking as he stood before a judge. West 2's investigative reporter Greg Fox is in Brevard County with the story.
In an unusual sight, 22-year-old Jeremyah Campbell was wheeled into the jail's courtroom where it soon became apparent
2 counts, second-degree murder.
he was struggling emotionally with the alleged murders of his grandparents. Deputies had to help him stay standing while he cried and at one point vomited. Campbell was captured Wednesday night in West Melbourne after running from his grandparents' home. Mary White was found fatally shot inside. Reverend George White was shot as he tried to run to a neighbor's house for help and later died. A woman in the neighbor's house was wounded. Deputies say Campbell provided no motive for the shootings. George White was the former pastor of the Zion Fellowship Church Ministries, according to his LinkedIn page.
Damn.
It's caused much grief because he fought so hard for this not to happen to anybody.
Bishop Jacqueline Gordon of the New Shiloh Christian Center worked with Reverend White on the Pushback Community Alliance, aimed at helping to prevent violence.
And he tried to mentor young people to show them you can start from nothing, but you can end up anywhere you want to go.
Wow. And definitely an inspirational message here. It just, oh, man, this is just so tragic. The New Shiloh Christian Center. You got a lot of love being shown in the comments as well of Reverend White, for Reverend White and his wife. I saw one post where there were a lot of comments actually that I was trying to pull up, but I'll try and pull it up later. But man, I mean, this is they had a ministry. They were part of a community. They were doing great things for the community. They were trying to stop the violence that actually ended up taking their own lives. And this is kind of how things go in the community. The worst of us are taking out the best of us, and you just don't have the village that tried to raise a child never really ran into some of these YNs, because this ain't no children of the corn. This is children of the chitlins. And I mean, these YNs are out for blood. And you know, he got all emotional in the courtroom, probably because of the consequence and not what he actually did. But whatever he was off of, I just don't understand how you're that high that you would kill your own grandparents just because they confronted you about it. I mean, what were they really going to do? Like, they can't whip you. They can't. All they can do is confront you and say they're disappointed in you, and you got to sit with that. But he couldn't even sit with that. That's the unaccountability part of it, where you have a whole generation who's never, I'm talking about never been held accountable for anything. Like, nobody's ever said, hey, you are wrong. You know, and when he was finally confronted on his bullshit, and he coming in grandmama house high as hell, ain't gonna act like, oh, everything's cool. Grandmama and granddaddy come confronting you, telling your ass, hey man, what's wrong with you? You acting like a damn fool. And then he want to get mad and kill everybody. See, that BS, man. It's so crazy.
So for him to have lost his life this way, it is so tragic.
By phone, the White's daughter, Coretta Battle, told me, quote, we are in mourning right now and don't have any comment on what happened or an explanation for it.
While family members of George and Mary White are...
So that is the victim's daughter, Coretta Battle. But this Jeremiah Campbell is One of okay, so Battle is one of their daughters. So I guess Mary White had another a child with another man before, because I don't see where the Battle name is coming from. But yeah, that is let me see if I can find Coretta on Facebook. How about that? Because I found a lot about the White family off of this new Shiloh Christian whatever community. Coretta White Battle. Okay, so I'm gonna I found her on Facebook. I'm pretty sure, and I'm gonna assume. Let's see. I'm trying to look through this to see if there's like any real link, because I think I did find her, but I'm gonna assume that Jeremiah might be her son, and it looks like she's got a son by the name of Jarrell Battle. And okay, I'm just gonna have to look into this more because I don't want it to be the wrong people. But you know, we'll figure it out.
What happened or an explanation for it. While family members of George and Mary White are trying to sort through this tragedy, we talked with another one of their neighbors about what happened Wednesday night that has left this community shaken.
That would be the last thing I would even think that would happen, is for this to take place in this, especially two elderly people that you just never would imagine, especially from a grandson.
You'll recall Terry French showing us the bullet holes in his house. His 25-year-old granddaughter was shot in the leg while calling 911, but is out of the hospital.
According to the warrant, you were to have no contact with the surviving victim.
With Campbell being held without bond, he'll remain in the Brevard County Jail with an arraignment scheduled in August. Covering Brevard County, Greg Fox, West 2 News.
And coming up all new at 5:30, we'll hear more about the dedicated ministry life of Reverend George White, and we'll have the very latest on this investigation.
Wow. So there you have it. Let's see what else we can get on this story, because I mean, the whole God told him to do it angle is just wild. I do think that the Coretta that I did find is her, because it's Coretta White Battle. So she's the victim's daughter is what they said. But it looks like she only has one son. So she has to be grandma's daughter. So but it just doesn't make sense, because then where is this Campbell name coming from? That's what I'm not understanding. Hold on. Let me see if I can find his Facebook while we pull up another one of these videos here. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Let me see. I mean, I'm just trying to look for signs that see if there was any there.
Shooting and killing his elderly grandparents. It happened last night in West Melbourne. A neighbor was also shot when that grandfather ran next door to get help. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth is joining us live in that neighborhood. So, Randy, the neighbor survived, and you spoke with her family today.
Yeah, good evening to you, Luann. The family is thankful that she survived and is doing okay, but their hearts are with the victims, the White family. So Mr. George White lived here. They say he ran across the street to their front door, ringing it to get their attention and to get help. They say they brought him inside, called 911, and then bullets started flying.
They're there.
Terry French counted up the bullet holes in the front of his house off Washington Street.
There's 5 of them, 6 of them.
Recounting the chaos and tragedy of Wednesday night.
You just react.
He says his family was sitting in their front room when their neighbor, George White, showed up asking for help. His wife, Mary White, had just been shot, and deputies say their grandson, 22-year-old Jeremyah Campbell, was responsible.
Grabbed George's arm and pulled him in, and then shut the door and locked it.
French says his daughter started dialing 911 and then bullets started flying into their house. Investigators say Campbell had come across the street for his grandfather next.
Bam, 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 bam. My son took off for the kitchen. My daughter took off for the laundry room. My granddaughter stood up and took off for the hall. That's when she got hit in the back of the leg.
French says he got down on the ground to crawl away and saw George get hit.
Right where you are. And he turned and started heading to the hallway. That one there, one of them hit him in the back.
French says he's been neighbors with the Whites for over 30 years and now thinks a lot about the fact that George came over to him in his moment of terror. He says he's angry that their lives ended this way.
He was such a good neighbor and a friend to me. And for anybody to want to kill him would just, I would like to know why.
And Campbell is being held with no bond. He is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, 1 count of attempted second-degree murder, and shooting into an occupied residence. Now, coming up new at 6, I'll tell you more about what we've learned about Campbell's background and the questions law enforcement officials still have as they comb through what happened yesterday. I'll send it back to you.
So they got
Back to
more
that
on
Randy
his
Holder at
background.
Fox 35 News.
On Fox 35. So let's see what they got. That's 11 days ago. I think we already saw this clip. I mean, these are very taxing, strenuous stories here. I'm going to see if I can find any, maybe some information on X about this story, but not many people are talking about this. Not many people are talking about this. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any older pictures of him maybe, or any type of information on him previously. I'm not seeing anything online. Let's see. Trying to look on Facebook too. But I'm not really seeing anything. Not the way that he spells his name. There's a lot of Jeremyah Campbell, but not the way he spells his name. But yeah, I mean, very tragic story. Shout out to the New Shiloh Christian Center. Going through a huge loss right now. I mean, I can't even imagine what they are going through as of now. And I'll share this Facebook page with you guys. They lost somebody 2 people who were influential members in the congregation. Okay. So here we go. Y'all see the couple here. A lot of people praying for the family. I'm devastated. Maybe we can find some information, more information from the family here. Devastated, especially for his family and community. This is all kinds of sad heartbreaks for the family. Condolences. May the memories be a blessing. Pray for peace, comfort, and strength. Heart goes out to the White family. Miss my buddies. Praying for the family in church. Let's see. 2 wonderful people. I've known them since the 80s. May Jesus bless him. Damn. And I guess the little ninja got what he did, or got what he wanted, because he definitely sent them to heaven according to all the love that they're getting, unfortunately. You know? And they're going to be like, oh, well, you know, it was their time. I mean, it really wasn't. They were completely robbed of their lives by this super gremlin on demon time. You got this dude crying in court, making a fuss of it. I don't know if he's trying to garner sympathy, but nobody feels sorry for this guy, man. Nobody feels sorry for this monster.
A man who's accused of killing both of his grandparents at their home in West Melbourne broke down in court today.
Thank you, deputies.
That is our big story at 5:30. The suspect's family says that when they saw this mugshot behind us, they didn't even recognize him anymore.
He's also accused of shooting a neighbor. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth is live at the Brevard County Jail tonight. So, Randy, you found out that his grandfather was well known in that community.
Yeah, good evening to you both. I spoke with his son late this afternoon. He says that his father had a life of service. He was a veteran, served in the Korean War. Later on in his life, he served this community, saying he served in many advocacy groups, including the NAACP.
2 counts, second-degree murder.
Standing before a judge shackled. The weight of 22-year-old Jeremyah Campbell's alleged crimes hit him like a ton of bricks.
100,000.
Campbell told the judge he didn't want a court-appointed attorney Friday before deputies wheeled him away.
Thank you, deputies.
So he doesn't want a court-appointed attorney? I actually want to see this arraignment here.
100,000.
Campbell told the judge he didn't want a court-appointed attorney Friday before deputies wheeled him away.
Thank you, deputies.
Campbell is accused of killing his grandparents, 83-year-old George White and 81-year-old Mary White.
Wow.
And also shooting and injuring a neighbor that George had run to for help. As the community learned of the loss.
When I did get the message, I actually screamed.
Bishop Jacqueline Gordon knew the Whites through church, and George served with her nonviolence advocacy group called Pushback Community Alliance.
Damn.
Reverend died his way with gun violence. The one thing that he fought against, it's just so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming.
Yeah, the community is on fire, man. I mean, and this is like directly hitting the church community, you know, the people who seamlessly, you know, are just living their lives in peace, going to church every Sunday, Bible study every Tuesday, making the food after church, setting up the cookout, setting up the family reunions. That's that generation, and they were directly affected by the new YN mentality. I mean, I'm telling you right now, these people are completely demented in the way that they approach and think about life. They can't be corrected. They can't have their feet held to the fire. I mean, this new generation is really soft, and then they do the weakest, most cowardly thing by taking the life of innocent, defenseless people. I mean, you're going for your grandparents, and they can't defend themselves.
Campbell is being held with no bond for his grandparents' murder, and the community continues to pray for justice.
Anybody can be sorrowful after we speak or after we pull a trigger. But whoever pulled that trigger, I think, needs to face the consequences of that.
The neighbor who was shot in this domestic violence incident has been released from the hospital and is recovering at home. Campbell is also charged with attempted second-degree murder and shooting into an occupied dwelling. Reporting tonight, Randy Hildreth, Fox 35 News.
Randy, thank you.
Damn. Well, let's keep going. Let's see if we can get any more information on this story.
Brevard County community correspondent James Sparvero. In West Melbourne, we're getting our first look at the grandparents who the sheriff's office says were murdered by their own grandson. George White was 83 and his wife Mary White was 81. This happened Wednesday night here on Washington Street. The sheriff's office says the grandson, Jeremiah Campbell, shot his grandmother first. And then when his grandfather, George, ran across the street to a neighbor's house for help, they say the 22-year-old grandson shot his grandfather through the neighbor's front door.
Damn.
They say in that process, he also shot the neighbor's granddaughter who was calling 911. This is what first responders reported.
I got 2 bullet holes in the door. I have a 25-year-old female shot in the leg.
Terry French, a next-door neighbor, tells me that young woman was his granddaughter. Terry, how is she doing? She's home from the hospital now?
She's home from the hospital, and she's doing well physically. Mentally, she's still upset about it. And he shot 6 times. Bam, 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 bam. Bullets flying all in my house with my family in it. I hope that they put him in jail for the rest of his life.
All right. Good afternoon. I'm Judge Baker. Would you be able to state your name, please, sir?
Jeremyah Campbell.
Thank you very much. There's a warrant for your arrest. I can read the charges to you if you like. First, 2 counts, second-degree murder. They're punishable by life.
He wanted his grandfather dead.
And Terry, I think the big question still remains. Why would this young man want to allegedly kill his own grandparents?
That is a question I'm asking. I have no clue of why or what reason that young fella had or what they had over there that he wanted.
I checked with the sheriff's office, but it told me investigators still don't have a motive. During his first appearance at the county jail, Judge Michelle Baker denied Campbell a bond.
All right, so I did end up finding the daughter, Coretta. I did end up finding the daughter, Coretta Campbell. Or sorry, not Coretta Campbell, but Coretta White Battle. Whew. So this is pretty deep. So the nephew, her nephew, I guess, is Jeremiah, because they have a nephew named Elijah Campbell. So I guess Elijah's this may be Elijah's brother. I'm trying to link the pieces to the family tree, but I don't know. I had to keep digging to kind of figure out, but this is definitely confirmed. Coretta White Battle. So this is the daughter of one of the Whites, if not both of them. This is the daughter, and she put out a statement. I don't know that if she's the mother of Jeremiah, though. I don't know, because she only has Elijah posted, Elijah Campbell. So Elijah's brother has to be Jeremiah. Has to be, because where is the Campbell coming from? The Campbell's coming from her baby daddy. So that's where the Campbell name comes from. Her baby daddy. And apparently she worked at Burger King. So we'll get a quick peep at her after this peek at her.
West Melbourne, Brevard County. I'm your community correspondent, James Sparvero, News 6.
Yeah, so here is Coretta. This is the daughter of the Reverend White and his wife. This is the daughter of Reverend White and his wife. I'm trying to find a picture of Jeremiah on her page. I think I did find one, but I'm not sure if it's actually Jeremiah or just another another dark skinned dude. Let's see. Yeah, so she studied at Brevard Community College in Melbourne. So this has confirmed her. She might have took all the pictures of Jeremiah down off her damn page. Because honestly, I can't. She said, me and my boys, Wingy and Jarrell, chilling at Beef O'Brady's. No, but it would be her nephew. So maybe, because she said Elijah was her nephew, so it'd have to be her nephew. So it's one of her siblings' kids is who Jeremiah is. So now we just have to figure out which sibling of hers birthed Jeremiah to find the parents. As somebody asked about the parents earlier. But yeah, that's one of the daughters there. Coretta White Battle. So definitely condolences. Trying to find the siblings. So that we can end up finding the parents of Jeremiah, because that's what we're really interested in. Who raised him, right? Who raised Jeremiah? That's a real question. What type of home was he from? Or was this just completely random? Either way, very, very tragic story. Very disgusting story here as well. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that this even occurred. So yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any more news stations that reported on this. But yeah, this dude Jeremiah is definitely a super gremlin on demon time. I mean, to the highest degree, the highest level. My man said God told him to do it. Absolutely insane. Insane work. Insane work. We do have, damn, I wish I could find Elijah Campbell's family on her page, because I think if we find that guy's page, then we can find the brother in any social media that he may have had. But honestly, it looks like Coretta's son may be a homosexual. I don't know. Just the way he's posing in these pictures, I'm not confirming nor denying, but he does look very sus. Does look very sus. So let's see. He said he drove 400 miles and didn't change his mind. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they're not getting him with first degree murder, but maybe because of the drugs involved. Maybe because of the drugs involved. Yeah, so she's not sharing her friends list either on Facebook, and I ain't finna, like the picture or anything, or join her page. Yeah, so that's pretty much as deep as we can. I'm not gonna show Elijah Campbell because he's got his family in the picture and he looks happy. So, definitely don't want to mess with their happiness over there. But yeah, man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the community and these grand ninjas. Oh, excuse me. This is about the worst thing that could happen. It's the worst thing that could happen. I haven't seen anything like it in a minute. And y'all know we cover some of the most gruesome crimes. But to walk down your granddaddy, that's next level devious. But anyways, I think we covered that story sufficiently. If any of you guys want to contribute, make sure you hit the Cash App, PayPal. The Super Trap, I'm going to be coming on more consistently, going live, posting every day. Y'all know the old grind, right? So appreciate everybody for joining. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. And then also not only subscribe, but comment on the video immediately after the stream ends, because commenting on the video, liking the video, and subscribing boosts us in the algorithm so we can get this message out there, because honestly, people need to hear this type of stuff. If you have a teen and they're doing illicit substances and all that kind of stuff, and you're trying to confront them, you might want to confront them in front of the authorities, because it could end up like this. But you already know what it is, man. It's your boy, the Black Gen Z Mindset, aka Jenquavious Jackson, aka BGZM News 17, and we are going to send it off to Jenquavious Jackson to send us away. I appreciate everybody here for joining the stream. Make sure you comment immediately after the stream ends, like the video, and stay safe, because these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting
just took place. Excuse me. I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/BlackGenZMindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavious Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dogs. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on.
That's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavious Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavious Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.